characters in them? Do you like stories with romance? Do you like stories with evil? Wouldn't it be funny if Jack and the Beanstalk married Goldilocks? If you agree, then I think Land of Stories is the perfect series for you. Land of Stories is a series with a lot of adventure. If you like adventure, Land of Stories is the perfect book for you. Did you know Rumpelstiltskin is a brother of the 7 dwarfs? Did you know Goldilocks is an outlaw? And so is Jack the Beanstalk? Some of the books in this series are The Witching Spell, another book in this series is The Enchantress Returns. Another book in this series is The Grim Warning. Some other books in this series are Queen Red Riding Hood's Guide to Royalty and The Mother Goose Diaries. In this section, the twins, Connor and Alex Bailey, along with Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk and Goldilocks, are in the Snow Queen's cave, trying to get her scepter. The Snow Queen is blind, but has incredible hearing. Before this scene, Jack has been trapped in ice by the Snow Queen when she shot ice from her scepter. Goldilocks, who's afraid of bears, has just been knocked to the ground by one of the Snow Queen's servant polar bears. Goldilocks was hyperventilating on the ground, terrified of the polar bear before her. The Snow Queen glided toward her. "Leave her alone!" Jack yelled from across the crater, desperately struggling to free himself. The Snow Queen raised her scepter in Goldilocks' direction, but just then a giant snowball came out of nowhere and hit the Snow Queen square in the face. "Hey, abominable snow woman, over here!" Connor yelled at her. The Snow Queen let out a furious moan, and the twins could see her breath in the cold air. The polar bear roared and lunged toward them, but the Snow Queen stopped him. "No, you stay here," she ordered. "I want to kill them myself." The twins didn't waste a beat and took off running. The Snow Queen went after them, following the sounds of their footsteps. They ran behind the frozen waterfall and found themselves entering a large cavern. The polar bear slowly walked toward Goldilocks. His sharp teeth were exposed and drool was dripping from his salivating mouth. "No one disturbs the Snow Queen and lives to see another day," the polar bear growled. "Goldie, get up!" Jack yelled. "You have to get up!" I can't," she whimpered, sliding away from the approaching bear as fast as she could. "What's the matter?" the polar bear asked her. "Am I too close for comfort?" "Actually," Goldilocks said, "you're exactly where I want you." Goldilocks retrieved her sword and hit the frozen lake as hard as she could. A large crack bolted across the lake straight to the polar bear. The ice under his feet caved, and the polar bear fell straight through the freezing water below. "That's my girl," Jack hollered proudly. "Woohoo!" Goldilocks got to her feet and caught her breath. It was very rare for her heart to race this fast. She carefully looked down at the hole in the ice, waiting for the polar bear to resurface. But the water refroze before he had the chance. Goldilocks ran over to Jack. She reached into her boot, pulled out a few matches, and struck them against her belt. She held the small flames against the ice, trapping him. "We have to hurry," Goldilocks said. "The twins are in trouble." If you like adventures, fairy tales, fantasy, and evil, I think you will like this series. This series has a lot of adventure and excitement, so get your adrenaline up while you are reading this series. So when you're sitting around this summer and you don't know what to do, run to your public library and grab a Land of Stories book, or maybe a whole stack of them.